So I just found out that I passed my board exam and I'm so happy. I'm still in shock and I've been crying this whole time, but thanks to a few people and Billy's been a really big support for me. We've had a few sessions, just on her being able to best tackle how I can do this mentally. And she is an amazing life coach, mentor, dental hygiene instructor, and she really just does it all. And I'm really thankful that I was able to get so many amazing sessions with her. And she really breaks it down into an amazing clinical aspect where she takes a step back and looks at questions through a full picture as to when the patient sits down in your chair and what the best next steps are and how you should proceed, which is how the clinical exam is going now. So yeah, I'm just so thankful and so happy for her, and Billy is so amazing. And thank you so much, Billy, for all the help. And I'm so happy and excited that I can finally have a career now.
Hey everyone, it's Billy, the Happy Flosser. If you've noticed, I've decided to share a couple of testimonials to start a couple of my episodes, only because I want you to know that hearing other students talk about their struggle and how they were able to seek help, get the feedback and the support that they need, and they were able to accomplish their goals. When I receive these testimonials where students just go right into my show notes and they click on the, send me a message, it actually makes me tear up. I really, it's so heartfelt. It's so raw. Some of the challenges that you guys go through is incredible. And so when I receive a testimonial, and I was just so blessed to receive testimonials and be able to work with some of these students and see them through to the end to accomplish their goal. And having the opportunity to share those with you and give you insight that, guess what, guys, dental hygiene school is hard. And there are people here working through this process. It's not just you and your cohort. There's people all over the country that are having challenges with maybe the NVDHE or getting the time management skills down or organizational strategies, like all of the active recall ways that you have to really learn in dental hygiene school. And that's what I'm here to help you guys do. I have to also tell you, this is a time of the year where I start reflecting on how can I do better as an educator? Where were some of the challenges that students had? Where were some of the challenges that my faculty had? Right? So I'm kind of sandwiched in between like helping students and helping faculty, which is what I really love. And a few weeks ago, I did put out an episode about feedback. Um, and I've had several conversations with some faculty about feedback since that episode aired. And I've got to tell you guys, you're all feeling the same way. Both faculty and students are feeling the same way. So if you've ever walked out of clinic feeling like the feedback was a judgment and of your work and instead of judgment of you instead of like what you're actually doing, you're not alone, right? And guess what? You're a faculty member walks out wondering why you looked crushed after they made a correction for you. So if you're a faculty member listening and you received your student evaluations or your feedback and you're like, oh my gosh, where did I go wrong? Why is there a gap between all of my intentions and what I'm trying to share with these students to really foster the correction, foster the growth and learning? There's a gap there too, guys. And the feedback is hard to give. It's hard to receive, but I want you to know, you guys aren't just learning skills, you're building a professional identity in real time. And oh my gosh, that can be incredibly hard, right? You are performing under incredible observation all the time. The faculty have to watch you, your hands, your posture, your fulcrums, and every decision that you're making in the moment live. The faculty are watching you, right? They're trying to make sure that you are treating your patients safely. And you're trying to prove to the faculty that you belong in this profession and that you have what it takes and that you're capable. And I know as a student, I was terrified of disappointing my faculty. And then let's not forget, which I talked about last week in the episode about the comparison trap, right? You guys are constantly comparing yourselves to each other, to your classmates, and you're incredibly exhausted, overstimulated, and emotionally drained, right? Now let's add the faculty perspective on top of that. Faculty are, you're working under their licenses. They're juggling safety, they're juggling grading, calibration, and also time pressure like you. They're trying to provide feedback that protects the patient, but also builds competence in you as a provider. And they often don't see that internal narrative that you attach as a student to the corrections that they provide. And they are really trying to give you guidance and give you meaningful correction with the understanding that not only are you hearing them, but the patient is hearing them. So they care deeply. And sometimes deeply comes out as intensity, right? So there's this like really challenging dynamic that goes on in the clinical setting. It's almost like an identity collision, right? And honestly, guys, dental hygiene school is one of those few educational experiences where your performance is public for everyone to see. Your mistakes, however small, can sometimes be visible, right? Both to the patient and to the faculty. And that can feel really humbling at times. Your learning curve is slow. I think you guys want to be confident and fast and effective and efficient, all like in that first semester of seeing patients. And I recognize, and faculty recognize this too, that your confidence can be fragile at times, right? Your evaluator is literally standing 12 inches from you. When a faculty member says to you, your adaptation is off, you may hear, I'm not good enough. I've been told this 20 times, I still can't make that correction. And when you shut down after feedback with a faculty saying your adaptation is off, and you shut down, the faculty may think they're not listening to me. They're not understanding what I'm saying. But really, what's going on is both sides are experiencing the same thing, the pressure, the responsibility, and also the fear of failure. The faculty do not want to see a student fail or have challenges. They're there to help them. And student feels the same way, guys. So I want you to look at this as like this conundrum of partnership. It's often information that needs to be shared, but it's not part of your identity. It's just part of a behavior shift that needs to take place because every faculty out there needs to feel that they're needed. They know that you are not supposed to be good yet, and they are there to help you make corrections. And honestly, what I'd like to see you guys do as students is to take those corrections as a sign that that faculty believes in you enough to take the time knowing that you can improve, that your worth is not tied to your instrumentation, but to the feedback that you correctly receive. Like if you can just take in that constructive feedback from the faculty, you are going to make a lot more progress a lot faster. And if you're a faculty listening, take it in that students are not resisting you. They're just overwhelmed. And honestly, taking a few seconds before delivering feedback can sometimes change everything, right? Name the emotion when you talk to the student, like, I know this feels like a lot. Recognize where the student is at before you give them that feedback. Or maybe even better, you ask the student, how do you think things went today? Without jumping into the answer that you want to provide a student, how do you think things went today? And guys, for you guys as students, be honest about it. Just be honest about it because you need to hear what you're doing right, not just what you're doing wrong. And that's a really good place for faculty to land, right? So this is what I see sometimes happen. So for some students, they freeze. They just stop scaling when the faculty walks over. They just freeze. They feel like, okay, if I just stop, then I'm not going to make any mistakes. Right? There's the freezer. And then we have the spiral student. Are you that student that like one corrective detail and it ends the whole appointment? You just can't get out of your head once a faculty comes over and has you pivot into a different section. And I can't tell you how many times the student has said, I was doing so great with my instrumentation until you walked over here. Right? And that's just nerves. That's that fight or flight mode that you can go into. And I'm like, did I scare you? Like, what happened? All I did was walk over. I was just curious to see how you're doing and how things are going and how I can support you. And the student will literally say to me, I don't know, everything was fine. And then you came over and now I can't do anything. So that's real too, right? Then there's this disconnect where the faculty thinks that they gave clear guidance and the student's supposed to understand what the next step is, and you guys leave confused, right? There's literally like, wait, what is the expectation for me? So, uh, guys, it's so hard. So here's what I'll tell you. If you feel confused based on what the faculty have literally given you for guidance, ask them, can you show me what you mean? Right? Or take a breath before you respond, or keep a feedback journal so you can track to see if you're getting better at asking for help, right? Remember, guys, you want to celebrate every little micro win that you can because dental hygiene school is completed in itty bitty teeny weeny steps. Some days are big steps, but most days are itty bitty teeny weeny steps. And for faculty, guys, start with a strength that a student has shown for that clinic session before you offer any correction. Use a try this statement instead of a don't do that, right? It's almost like with my kids, I used to say, please walk instead of don't run, right? Because they would start running and I'd say, please walk. I guess that's taken differently than don't run. If you can just avoid using the word don't when you are correcting a student, it goes a long way. Hey, have you tried this? It just keeps the conversation flowing. And it's really important if you are a faculty to check in with your student and say, how are you feeling about this skill today? Really normalize the struggle as part of the process so that the student doesn't feel like they're the only one that you're asking that about. That's incredibly important as an educator. I think we can do a lot better at really checking in with ourselves on how we're being understood and how we're being heard by students. And we can all do better at this. Communication goes both ways, and you can say the very same thing to two students, and it can be completely taken completely different, and that's just the reality of human beings and communication and really showing up. It's about your tone, it's about your facial expressions, your posture, and how you are delivering that information. And for you guys as students, it's about how you're hearing it. So it's okay to say, can you help me understand that? Tell me what my next step would be. Ask more clarifying questions so that you can really understand what that faculty is really trying to help you with, right? Because that is the key to all of it. And here's what I'll close with, guys. Dental hygiene school is hard because you care. It's hard for faculty because we care, right? Faculty push because they care, guys. And somewhere in the middle of all of that caring, we forget that we're on the same team. So I invite all the faculty that are listening and all the students that are listening to really reflect on how you show up, how you are communicating with others, and are you empowering those around you to just be better, to do better? And sometimes this can be incredibly hard. What I've discovered is when something is hard, it's usually the right thing that you're supposed to do anyway. So that's what I'll leave you with. Dental hygiene school is hard, and all of the different components of who you're becoming in this process is all worth it. Some of the steps in hygiene school are hard. As a faculty, I don't know. When I first started working in the clinic, I was completely like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to say. I don't know how to say it. I just knew that I had the right intentions behind everything that I was saying. But sometimes, no matter how you show up, both for you as students or you as a faculty, no matter how you show up, there's going to be someone that doesn't necessarily understand your intentions or what you're trying to convey for information, and that's okay. Further question, guys. whether that's with a faculty asking a student or a student asking a faculty, when you guys show up, I know that being a student is hard. Being a faculty in dental hygiene school is incredibly challenging. And I want to foster the growth and skill development of faculty because, guys, if we don't have very fantastic faculty to teach our dental hygiene students, then the profession suffers as a whole. So I want to make sure that everyone's being supported and that students and faculty can kind of come together and realize that they both want the same end goal. The faculty want you to be successful. They want you to get to the end of your journey and have all of the skills required to be an excellent clinician, to like pay it forward. This is why we go into education in the first place. It's really to like grow the profession and have do meaningful work to really improve the profession over time. So when you see your faculty, know that they are showing up to do the work, to instill those values into you and to really foster the growth and learning on your journey so that you can be the best that you can be. And we just need to come together. There are times when I know if a student comes to me and they've had like a situation in clinic, 99.9% of the time, it's either somebody was stressed out, somebody was, under a time crunch or running behind. It really is all about just improving your communication and taking a pause. Okay? Remember, somewhere in the middle of all that caring, we are on the same team, guys. All right. You are not behind. You are not failing. You are becoming the dental hygienist you were intended to be. Now, if you are a new student who just got accepted into the dental hygiene program, be sure to check out my limited series podcast. Just go wherever you listen to Dental Hygiene Students Starting Strong. It is 6 episodes of all the things I wish somebody told me when I was starting dental hygiene school. And the best part of the whole thing, some of my just new graduating students really helped me by adding little tidbits of information into those limited series episodes. So it's really fantastic. All right, guys, have a great week. I'll see you soon.